This is Esperanza, a hidden island. We go in, get the client, and get out.
No one is safe. No one.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 science fiction action film, Black Noise. The film is co-written and directed by Philippe Martinez and it stars Alex Pettyfer, Jackson Rathbone, Eve Morrow and Wayne Gordon. Now the film focuses on a group of mercenaries that essentially is sent to a remote island on a rescue mission. They are highly skilled, highly trained, get out there to the island, find it pretty much abandoned, and then strange things start happening in regards to things that they're hearing, things that they're seeing. They're having hallucinations from things from their past. There's this strange noise that is like forcing its way into their brain. And it soon becomes apparent that they are being assaulted in ways that they've never been assaulted before, and in ways that they do not understand. And then becomes a fight for survival in order to get off the island in one piece. Right. What are my thoughts on Black Noise? Well, unfortunately, what we have here with this film, guys, is a painfully average paint by numbers film that has a premise that we have all seen done time and time and time again. You know, the mercenaries going somewhere on a rescue mission. They get there, things aren't what they expect, you know, and then from that point on you can insert whatever you want. You know, is it a zombie film? Is there a creature feature? Whatever. You know, depends whether you want to make a horror, sci-fi, action film. You know, insert your own story from there onwards. And this film, what they choose to put in there is probably the dullest idea I've ever heard of, really. You know, they are under attack. You know, these highly skilled mercenaries with weapons everywhere. They're under a psychological attack that is never explained, not in a way that really makes sense. And then later in the film, when it manifests itself into a physical form or forms, it's just really dull and uninspired and confusing. And these films never work, certainly in my opinion, if you're given a set of characters that mean nothing to you. And unfortunately, again, that's what you get here. You get a bunch of these characters, mercenaries, that you are given no opportunity to build a relationship with. So what you get basically is this kind of giving these characters flashbacks to moments in their past, at events in their life or people in their life that have abused them or whatever, but you don't care because you don't know the character at all. You've no relationship with them. There's nothing happening with them. There's no relationship established with them. So you just end up not caring. It just doesn't work in that way. So it's a science fiction film where the science fiction isn't particularly interesting or done well or impressive or enjoyable. And the action is probably worse than that because there's none to speak of for the most part. Well, there isn't. I'm trying to think of any. There's no action set pieces. You see, there's many scenes of them, you know, moving around, you know, with the rifles and the guns, like, you know, checking corners and checking rooms and checking this and checking that. And occasionally they'll come across a survivor that'll tell them they're all going to die, sort of thing. And then you'll get a few scenes where, you know, this sound starts going off and it starts making their ears bleed and hurting their heads. And then you'll get a few scenes then where they start hallucinating. and then you'll get a scene where there's like this strange target hitting them that dissolves them into nothing, that again makes no sense, and then rinse and repeat, and then just add in a bit here and there where rather than the noise going off that making their ears bleed and hallucinating, you'll get, like I say, this weird target that kind of zaps people, or a physical manifestation of this noise, which is basically just looks like a guy in a stealth suit. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So you're not in the moment with these characters. You're not like, feeling the urgency to get off the island. You're not sure what the threat is, what's going on. So you just end up watching a very muddled and confused and uninspired movie for the most part, that doesn't suffer from... Well, I don't think it suffers from terrible performances. There are some here that are probably better than others, but I wouldn't describe any of them as bad performances. The location's decent enough. The budget is of a decent standard to give us a good quality film. It's just everything else is kind of uninspired. I can't imagine someone looking at this script and this story and saying, that's going to make a good film. And someone looking at the dailies of this, coming out and not saying, well, I don't understand. I don't think the audience is going to get this. I think we need to give them, I don't know, something a little bit more tangible for them to grasp onto and fight or whatever. It just, for me, everything that this film tried to do didn't work for me. I didn't enjoy the characters. I didn't relate to any of the characters. I thought the sci-fi elements of the film, didn't work, and the action side of the film didn't work. So for me, it kind of failed on everything it was trying to do. So it's not a film I can recommend, unfortunately. Black Noise. So I would suggest giving this one a miss, but you could probably do worse if you wanted to watch. If anything sounds interesting about this film to you, and you see it like floating about on a streaming service, then maybe give it a watch. But I don't imagine you're going to be overly impressed with this one. I certainly wasn't. So thanks for watching, guys. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.